A roll call will include Councilor McCleary and Councilor Oliver and myself. Quite possibly, Councilor Waterhouse may be joining us, but we do have a quorum. So what we're going to do is start with the old business. I do have some information that I've recently received. This first piece of old business is a discussion and status update regarding the CNA program dual track. So students in the dual track program at Bloomfield High School received recognition from Capital Workforce Partners last Thursday. The program was a success as nearly 90% of the students who enrolled were able to receive CNA certification. All 100% received high school credit for the program. This program has been an instrumental part of the healthcare pathway at Bloomfield High School, and students within this pathway often take courses to earn high school and college credit, as well as certifications within healthcare fields. Student Sage Johnson received a standing ovation for her heartfelt speech about the impact of the program in her life. He did or will be providing a picture because I believe India was going to put some of this information on the town website. So we're really excited about that. But I don't know where the program stands for the next year in terms of funding. They are still in the process of trying to solidify that. But it has been proven to be very successful. So we're very hopeful that it works out. The next item to discuss is regarding the 2025 Bloomfield Summer Bridge Program. Now, I happen to engage a very known, respected organization in the Greater Hartford area, OPP, and the CEO is here to speak to us about the program. And so I'd like to invite the CEO of, yes, right over here. There's a mic that you probably have to tap on.
You didn't tell me I was gonna have to.
And if you just give us your name and maybe the location of the organization, because it's not Bloomfield, but.
Yes. So thank you for having me tonight and the rest of the committee. My name is Hector Rivera. I'm the president and CEO of Our Piece of the Pie, located in Hartford, but serving multiple towns in the Greater Hartford area. We work with young people 14 to 24. Helping them develop the skills to succeed in education, employment, and life. We've been, this year we're celebrating our 50th year of operation. Have a long-standing track record of success and anything that having to do with young people. This past June 30th, after a couple months of planning with Tony, and our staff, we launched the Bloom Summer Bridge Academy. Bloom standing for Building Leadership, Opening Opportunities, and Mastering Your Future. During the summer, which commenced again on June 30th, 15 Bloomfield students who are rising juniors who are going into their senior year or graduated from high school this past June, are participating in a program that focuses on career competency development training, which is the developing of the skills to not only be able to enter employment, but sustain it and grow in it, self-discovery and skill building, credential attainment. We're hoping that each young person receives a CPR first aid certification, which I believe all of them did last week in their first week. And they're currently working on their customer service certification attainment, which will take the entire length of the program for them to attain. The program also includes career exploration. There are several students in the program who are already slated to transition into post-secondary, trying to make sure that the transition is seamless. a couple of students who are exploring what they want to do next. And then it's also always beneficial for juniors to get an early start on what they want to do next year as they transition out of high school. The program also provides academic and career pathway planning to solidify that they're going into their desired field of choice. That takes a couple of steps. We do a career assessment, life skills assessment to see if what we get back data-wise matches what they're actually going off to do. It's not to deter them, but it's a lot of time to confirm. The program culminates with a 120-hour work experience, which they started today, in all Bloomfield businesses. So we partnered with CVS in the Bloomfield area, Burlington Coat Factory, TJ's Burrito and Coffee, and last but not least, Strawberry Artistry and Spa. This is what we do. We, in addition to operating educational programs, workforce has been one of our staples for many years. We run workforce programs in various towns, and we were honored by Tony approaching us a couple of months ago, and we being able to put this together in an expeditious manner.
Yes.
But knowing that this is what we have our track record, it was almost seamless. The staff jumped in, Tony's participation, the town's commitment to this program. We think we're gonna have a successful summer. And by the way, I am a Bloomfield resident, so I pay attention. Anything else? Any questions?
I want to say that Councilor Mahan has joined us as well, so we have 4 of our committee members on board. Are there any questions from the committee members that they would like to pose? Well, prior to those questions, what I want to say is I visited CVS and Strawberries today. So I had an opportunity to see some of our folks in action. And I never knew that Strawberries was in the Bloomfield area. It is a beautiful space.
Yes.
So we also intend to try to promote some of these businesses for their, participation. Yeah. And really kudos to the organization for being able to reach out to these companies to get these, opportunities available to our students.
Strawberries was interesting because it was the desire of one of the young people. She actually brought the business to our attention, and we engaged with the business. CVS, we've probably had a 15-year relationship with, not only here in Bloomfield, but in some of the other CVSs across the greater Hartford area. So it was kind of natural for us to be able to go to them and them opening their doors to the young people. So at least we hope that they have a rewarding experience this summer where they grow. A lot of them, it's their first experience in the work world. We always say it's easy getting into a job, it's harder to keep it. And in many cases, during these summer opportunities, the employers decide to keep some of the young people. So we hope that for some of the ones that are not going off to college, we can discuss that opportunity with the businesses.
Yes, yes. And hopefully at the conclusion of this program year, maybe there'll be some discussion about how we can help them during the school year. I don't know if that would be a collaboration with CWP or,
We've worked with CWP for almost 40 years, so hopefully, I will say it was probably a perfect match for all of us because there was confidence from all parties to be able to do this. I think we've done a great job in not only supporting the young people, but listening to them. Technology, when we started to interview the potential participants, technology became a necessity. We've equipped the program with the possibility of every young person leaving with a laptop device, brand new, because a lot of the content is technology based. And we think it's a incredible reward for them completing the program. So hopefully all of them leave with the laptops that they were handed at the beginning of the program.
And I would be remiss if I didn't mention the person, the guidance counselor who provided 17 referrals.
Ms. Plummer.
We talked about her last evening at our governance committee meeting, and the town manager wants
Yes.
her at our next
She was
council meeting.
committed to not leaving for the summer until she provided the candidates for the program.
And that's one of the most difficult aspects
Correct.
of the program, getting
Correct.
the right students to enroll. So that was exceptional. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's a spa. One of the young ladies expressed interest in working in that environment, not as a potential career right now, but she just was curious, and all it took for a staff member to go in there a couple of times and engage with them, and they were gracious enough to host one or two young people this summer.
It is huge in there. I expected to see a couple of rooms. It's off Cottage Grove Road, 701 Cottage Grove Road. And it sits in the back, so you don't really see the building. There's like building A, B, C, and D. And I was shocked. I was really shocked because it's beautiful in there and it's huge. So I couldn't help but keep telling the young lady, how fascinated I was with this, because I had been introduced to Contours, which recently changed ownership. They still have the same name. And they do similar types of things. And, so it was pretty impressive. I'm just impressed the fact that we have students working for their pay. They're not sitting in a classroom for the summer. They are working and getting some gainful work
And
experience.
who will be paid.
Exactly.
It will be paid.
Exactly.
That's another one of our mantra. If you work the hours, you get paid. And sometimes when your big systems are working with young people, some people disregard the fact. So as adults, we expect to be paid for everything we do in the career world. Same thing applies to young people.
Now, while I'm going to first see if there are any other questions from any other counselors. Just strawberries. Okay.
Strawberries, I knew it was media.
Right.
No, the record shop.
Right.
See, we're dating ourselves, the record shop. The
Right.
record shop.
Right.
So
Councilor Mahan.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. I
You're
mean,
welcome.
not really a question, but a statement. I do agree that we should, of course, make sure that our youth are compensated. It serves as great encouragement and, of course, primes them for the real world, where you do get compensated for your work. And of course, though, we have to also have them realize that not every opportunity is going to come with a paycheck as well. Sometimes those greatest opportunities come from volunteering a little bit of your time. It might set you up for the right thing down the line. So there's, of course, balancing that too.
Definitely. Thank you. There is our next order of new business, but I'm not certain if I can elaborate on it because a meeting has yet to take place.
tomorrow.
But, right. Councilor McClary, basically it's defined as discussion regarding collaborative internship with barbering program and OPP, but obviously that meeting has not happened. We just know that we're in the process of discussing this and that we do have a partner in Bloomfield that is very interested in making this happen. Was there anything that you wanted to say in reference to it, or we just table it until after your meeting? Councilor McClary? He may have stepped away, so we'll leave that alone. We will now move into the reports from town staff. I'd like to thank you,
Thank you.
Hector. It's been a great growing rapport, and we're looking for great things to continue. We're just going to add on.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to work. Yeah, our thing is that we're big on supporting young people reach their aspirations. And like I said, Tony, thank you for the opportunity to partner with the town and yourself on this unique experience. We're currently hosting another 500 young people in Hartford. So coming to Bloomfield and participating in this smaller, more intensive and more comprehensive program, it's a blessing to us. And we're always looking for partnerships that help, aid, support young people as they grow to become self-sufficient adults. So thank you for the opportunity.
You're welcome.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Oh.
Yes.
Have a good evening.
Appreciate it. So now we're going to move to our town reports. First, senior services.
Good evening. So for senior services, I wanted to do a report on what we have coming up and things that are in progress. We have the Your Community Cares, it's UR Community Cares, in collaboration with Bloomfield Senior Services Department, is going to be putting on a Bloomfield Greater Together. They got a Bloomfield Greater Together Community Fund Award. And with that, they're going to be able to help us with our techie time, an opportunity for people to get together. The senior adults in our community will be able to once again have a planned set time where there will be volunteers ready to meet with them in the computer lab in the senior center and focus in on technique and skills using computers and other electronic devices. So we're really excited about that. We haven't had it probably in maybe 9 months. And so to bring it back now that the computer lab is open again was a good thing. We're excited about it. Yoga and stretching class is going to be taking place when we had thoughts of the grant that didn't pan out after some type of thing that happened. We were concerned that we weren't going to be able to do the chair yoga because that was something that we hadn't had an instructor for in about 4 months. And we were able to find someone. She's doing a phenomenal job and everyone really enjoys it. So we're happy to have that back again. You have to provide for people where they are. Not everyone can do the aerobics class. I like to walk by and smile and wave at them as they go by because I'm not the aerobics girl, but I really enjoy the Pilates and the chair yoga programs that people can do at various levels. And so we're happy that our programming is continuing and that we're able to add this in lieu of another program that we had before. We have a trip to Martha's Vineyard on the 17th. It's an annual trip. We have 100 people going on 2 coach buses, and we have a wait list of about another 25. It's a very popular day. It's a long day, but it's a popular and fun day, even when the weather isn't good. We have a Rentham Outlet Day trip that's going to happen next Saturday, and then on Sunday, we're taking our own bus to do the Hartford Jazz Festival so that individuals in the community who want to go, who are age 60 and above, would be able to take the minibus, take your lawn chairs and your goodies and spend the day, and then we'll bring you back home afterwards. We have a women's and men's breakfast coming up, the muscle strengthening class. One of the things that we're hoping to teach people as we go along is that making sure that you continue to strengthen your muscles is completely important to your longevity and the ability to do the things that you want to do. I have a 90-year-old mother that, please no one call her and say, I heard that you're 90, I didn't know, because she doesn't want anyone to know how old she is. But my 90-year-old mother sits up out of a flat bed without helping herself in any way. She makes amazing ability to do all kinds of things because all her life she exercised. And so just those kind of mild strengthening things that don't seem to be a lot can really carry you through as you get older. Block Island is another thing, a trip that we do annually. In the summer, we're going to be going in August. That's something that anyone who knows, there's maybe something like Taylor, somebody's all about the Taylor factor. So when when the ferry drives by or, goes by heading to Block Island, she has a place in Providence, or not Providence, but in Rhode Island. And so you pass by and the people are always waving and getting excited because maybe Taylor Swift might see you as you come by. So that's an exciting thing. Some people go just for the ride to see the place, take the photos as we go by. And we have our statewide outing. It's all senior centers in the Connecticut area gathered together. They have a whole day. It's like there used to be lots of places that did that, and now there's just one that we know of that's still left. People get excited about it. We have a wait list for almost every event. We keep trying to add on, but there really is a limit to the number of people they can accommodate. So and continuing with that. Sugar Rush, I think this is a really fun thing. So I happen to have a sweet tooth. I'm not going to this program because I don't want to hear about what sugar can do to you, but I mean, I think it's a very good program because lots of people have learned information. They've shared it with me. I thank them very much. And then we have our 18th annual Senior Expo coming up in September. That is a huge event that we do that has people who come out to share what their skills are, what their events are, what the programs and services that they have for our community and other communities. And sometimes people aren't aware. We are really trying to focus on caregiving and caregivers because we have an older population, one of the oldest populations in the state. And we want to make sure that there is love shown to the people who are trying to keep their family members or neighbors and friends still in the community. And then we have a weekly public health screening where we collaborate with the West Hartford Bloomfield Health District. They come, they're there from 9:30 till 11, and they do blood pressure screenings, blood sugar, a number of services at no cost to the individual as long as you're 18 years of age or older and a Bloomfield resident. They have a cancer prevention fair. This is something they started last year. We partnered with the West Hartford Bloomfield's Health District. I'm not sure of all of the events that they're going to be doing as of yet, but last year they had hand massage. They did and they will have again a mammography service that they'll do at no charge. So we're looking forward to that. I believe that's on the 31st, and it's from 9 a.m. till 2 p.m. and it's open to all residents. And I think they all actually accept non-residents also. Here's a plea that we have. We are struggling to keep up with the adult disposable undergarments. And so if anyone wants to make a donation of unopened undergarment packages that would help senior adults, it's a very expensive product, but it's a necessary product. And so we're reaching out to anyone in the public who would like to donate. I mean, it may seem that just one package isn't going to help, but one package will help someone. And so I thank you so much for your time. Are there any questions or comments?
Thank you for your report. Just male, female, which is more needed?
So surprisingly, it's males. It took a while before the men decided that it was worth it. There was a time that they would call on the phone and ask if I could go outside and bring it to the car. And now gentlemen just come in and pick it up and don't put it in a bag and walk out because it's a necessary thing, you know? If this is something that will keep you to be able to maintain your activities of daily living and keep your heart and soul involved in the community, that's the least that we can do. And so we've encouraged the men who would say, what are they doing with that over there? What's going on over there? What are you giving them? And then, you know, sometimes they started to talk to each other and they discussed it at the men's breakfast, that it isn't anything to be ashamed of. It's something that you can maintain your regular, normal life. No one needs to know what you are or aren't wearing, as long as you have an opportunity to be able to continue to live as you want to live.
What's the cost per?
Depends on the size packaging you buy. I think that the larger packaging can be 40 or 50 something dollars. And that might be at Costco, BJ's, or Sam's, or on sale at CVS or Walgreens. And I think that Walmart sometimes has sales also. But again, It's just the idea that we want to be able to provide as many opportunities as we can for people to maintain their dignity and to be able to have an opportunity to do some of the things and maintain those things that they used to do. Going for a walk with your grandchild, or doing shopping, or just activities of daily living. No one wants to have an accident and be embarrassed, because sometimes they don't come back from that.
What is the actual name if I were to go to a CVS or a,
You're looking for disposable undergarments.
okay?
Some people
Doesn't
call them
say
disposable
milk.
underwear. Well, so it could be Depends, it could be CVS, it could be Walmart's brand. It doesn't really matter the brand. What matters is the product.
Right, okay.
They also have pads. So for people who have leakage versus straight urination, then that's something that's more discreet. I've seen gentlemen carry it in their pocket. You don't know what it is, it's just something in their pocket. And then that you go into the restroom, you can take care of your business and off you go. It's not the same as changing an undergarment. It's less.
Oh, I have one more question.
Yes.
The average size.
So large, extra large, and medium. Small, very few small for women and men, and very few double X. In the beginning, we thought double X was a big, hit because we had so many people, but I guess those people aren't double X anymore. Thank you for asking, Counselor.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. And next we will have, Social and Youth Services.
Good evening.
Good evening.
This is loud. So just wanted to highlight a few things with our department from last month and this month. Last month, we ended the biking program with the Hartford Rolling Anvils with our Tribe Young Men's Group. We had 6 to 8 young men who participated in a biking program as part of our mental health town council initiative. Our youth participated in 6 sessions of outdoor physical activities, bike safety and maintenance, and learning how to navigate bike trails. In addition, My People's Clinical Services provided workshops on brotherhood check-in, had male mentors, helping young men prepare for the next phase of life, and coping skills. It was a great group, and the young men seemed excited to participate. Very similar to OPP, we started our summer youth employment program on Monday through our capital workforce grant, which is the same funding through OPP. We interviewed 77 applicants, and 45 students are now participating in our program, which is our largest number. This is our 5th year doing the program in our department. We have ages 15 to 17 is our focus. 25 students who are age 16 to 17 will be placed in work sites. They'll be paid $18 an hour. Some of the work sites that our youth will work in, mainly town departments. We have the tax collector's office, town manager's office, strategic communications, police department, parks and recs, the Board of Ed, Human Resources Department. We have a mental health practice in town who will take on a student. That's a new work site for us, as well as a hair salon in the center of town. And Fidelco, they've been with us for the 5 years, and it's been a great work site for many of our kids who love working with pets and interested in doing veterinary care. We also have 20 15 to 16-year-olds who will remain in our office and participate in training, which, very similar to OPP, prepares them for the job market, career exploration. We also do college tours. Every year we have about 5 colleges that are set up to do tours during the summer. These youth get paid a $16 per hour stipend. So we're glad that both groups are paid for participating in this work experience. And it's a 6-week program, 20 hours a week for a total of 120 hours. We are also collecting applications for renter's rebate for the elderly and disabled. Filing period started April 1st and will go through September 30th. If you are age 65 or older and you rented in Connecticut during 2024, you may qualify for a rebate. You can contact our office for additional information. You can get up to $700 rebate from the state of Connecticut. In addition, we are distributing farmers market shopping cards as well for seniors who are age 60 and older. Last year, the card was $50. This year, it's $40, and seniors can use the card to go shop at local farmers markets. Food bank, due to the summer hours with the town, we changed our Friday hours from 11 to 1. It is now 10 to 12 as town offices close at 12:30 on Friday. So we're able to still serve those who use our food bank. We're just shifting the hours a little earlier by an hour. Next Monday, we'll have our open shopping day. This is where residents can come and actually shop for the food that they want from our food bank versus getting a pre-selected bag that's already pre-packed. You have to schedule an appointment for that, and we're already booked out and scheduling into next month. We are in need of food donations. We know it's summertime, kids are home, going through more food. So please remember our food bank with your non-perishable food donations this summer. And that's all I got.
Well, thank you. I wanted to touch base with Councilor McClary to see if he wanted to talk to any extent about some of the new programming that was coming down the pike that could be helpful to some of our senior residents. Not sure if he is completely on. Councilor McClary, are you there? He may not be. Okay, so we'll have to do that another time. But there are, I believe, more programmatic opportunities for our seniors to get some funding for things. So we'll have to talk about that another time. But thank you very much.
Thank you.
And now we'll move to Parks, Recreation, and Leisure Services. Does it look like another rain out?
We'll
I'm
get
sorry,
there.
I don't
We'll
wanna
get to that
start
in a
off.
minute.
I pray not.
We do not like to say the R word. The R word is the forbidden 4-letter word
Yes.
in my line of work. So yeah, we'll get to that in a moment. Just a couple things to report on over here. The Connecticut flag football program has been a huge success over here. That was brought in this past spring as a result of the success that they had. There's now a summer season that's going on right now. As a result of the success that they had, they went from 3 fields to 4 fields for the summer. So definitely an uptick there. That being said, it doesn't necessarily fall underneath me, but I work closely and try to handle logistics for them and making sure that everything is all set up and ready to go. They did have a trying season with it because their games were on Saturday evenings. And if anyone paid attention to Saturday forecasts this spring, it rained for 16 straight Saturdays. So they had problems, a lot of makeups during the middle of the week and so forth, but there's a lot of activity that's going on down there. So it's great to see the sports programs continue to see an uptick. So that's a nice transition for me to go into the Bloomfield Junior Soccer Association. They as well had a successful spring season as well. They're currently started their summer camp programs this week, and they'll be going for the next several weeks into the month of August down there. So if you have kids that are interested in soccer and so forth, reach out to Garfield Houghton on that there. and the Junior Warhawks football and cheer program. They're actually adding 2 teams, 2 divisions to their program this year. So they as well are growing. So great things are happening in the youth sports here in town. Continuing on with us, nice transition into our summer program. And summer program, we predominantly focus in on our Learn to Swim program, the aquatic season, and the camp programs. Camp programs, as expected, are filled to near capacity. We are now in week 3. Things are off to a relatively smooth start right now. Same thing with the pool. Pool is doing well. We just started our 3rd week of Learn to Swim lessons up there. So we had better than expected employment opportunities for lifeguards. We had more lifeguards this year than we have in the last 2 years. So as a result of that, we were able to expand our Learn to Swim program a little bit. Still not up to the level that it was a few years ago, but we were able to offer several more Learn to Swim programs as a result of that. So we're good to go there. Summer concerts, we did begin on June 19th. We rolled the dice on the 19th because it was not looking great, and monitoring the weather throughout the day, we decided to do it, and we're glad that we did. We started off with LaTanya Farrell, and approximately 500 people showed up on that evening there. Last week, not so lucky. We did postpone last week's group, still kicking in the big city horn. So they will now be made up either on August 28th or September 5th, 6th, whatever that Thursday is, the first Thursday in September. This Thursday here, we are scheduled to have Mass Confusion. Again, the forecast is not looking great for this Thursday here, but we don't really start monitoring the weather too much until the Wednesday before, and then we won't make the decision until Thursday. Midday is typically what we do. We do have a process that we follow along. We try and pay attention to all of the local news channels. We try and pay attention to the National Weather Service, and our Department of Public Works subscribes to a weather service provider as well. So we work hand in hand with them. We actually find that their information between them and the National Weather Service have proved to be the most accurate, what we find. So first thing Thursday morning last week, we were probably going to go with it. And then around noon, we decided not to. And it turned out that we made the right call, which isn't always the case. But I'd also like to mention at the meeting, we can't have the summer concert series without our sponsorship. The town does support allocation towards it, but a lot of it also gets picked up through sponsorship. So, Windsor Federal Bank was one of them, Integrated Rehabilitation Services, Camp Bow Wow, MDC, Seabury, Bloomfield Congregational Church, and Back East Brewery, and Safe Pals, Westfield Bank, and National Healthcare. They're all sponsors this year. So, without them, we wouldn't be able to do that. So we're very appreciative of them. A lot of those sponsors also helped us out with the annual 5K that we do for the Juneteenth weekend to help support and raise funds for the events that take place over the weekend. So we had just over 100 runners come out for that day. And lastly, I have a bunch that I could probably go through, but I do want to mention the farmer's market. The farmer's market is going on Saturday mornings over at Philly Park. Does not fall under our department. Laura Palandro, who was the market manager last year, has developed her own 501c3. So she's her own separate organization. She works with the permitted. We do with what we can in order to help her with that program. And so if you're around on Saturday mornings, it's every Saturday now through the middle of October, I believe between the hours of 8:30 and 12 noon. I believe those are the hours over at Philly Park. So I am looking to put up a banner over there for us so that they can be displayed throughout the year.
I believe the sidewalks will be all squared away by this weekend as well.
It looks like it's pretty good. I was actually visited the park today, and it looks like most of the concrete was poured. So it's definitely moving in the right direction. It is really nice to see that. You can hear the activity that's going on. I've heard quite a bit of compliments, that, you know, that connection over to the Geisler parking, you know, plaza is really nice.
Yes, yes. One thing I'd like to add, Bloomfield Village Pizza, every night of the concerts is providing free pizza slices to anyone who comes over. So just want to mention that they've been providing that. They do a lot of good things in the community. So I figure we'll take this opportunity to just acknowledge them.
Yeah, Marie is good people. She did a nice job for us for the Philly Park grand opening. She invited everybody back over there as well. She had hors d'oeuvres and pizza as well. So she's definitely community minded.
Yep.
So that's what makes up the community.
Yes, yes. Do we have any questions? Members? Councilor McClary? Any others? Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Steve.
We'll move over to other business, but I don't believe any other business comes to mind at this. Oh. They can't hear you. Yes.
Okay, I wanted to mention that today is the third of the 3 days of being a cooling center for the town. So we knew that Sunday and Monday were supposed to be 92 and 90-something, but I didn't know until I woke up this morning that it was going to be 90 today. So we scrambled and just got the word out, and it's been, you know, you don't really have very many people coming by. They want to come and not to be cool, but to take advantage of the services that are like pool, ping pong, the gym. But at least, you know, we have that available to the residents of Bloomfield so they can come if they so choose.
Yes.
But we have not found that there is a need specifically for cooling at this time.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry, I didn't.
Thank you very much. So we move now to public comments. So if there's anyone in the room or online, please raise your hand. Are there any public comments? We will ask one more time. Any public comments? Seeing none, I believe we will move forward to adjournment.
Second, so moved.
There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Mr. McClary? That was on purpose. That was on purpose. Thank you so much for coming, everyone. And